Is J.J. McCarthy following Jayden Daniels' path to success in the NFL? Well, we're going to talk about it on today's show. What's going on, everybody? My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. This is an awesome show for you guys. I cannot wait to dive into the whole thing. But before we do so, I was taking a look at a couple of our other NFC North channels here at Chat Sports, and specifically Lions Talk here. They have over 84,000 subscribers. I am putting out a very lofty goal here. If we could somehow catch Lions Talk in subscribers by the end of next football season, that would be awesome. That's a goal I'm setting. So if you guys could hit that subscribe button, a lofty goal, but you guys hitting that sub button today could really help us out. So please do so. Hit that subscribe button. All right, so we're going to start off this J.J. McCarthy segment here, talking about Jayden Daniels. So Todd Jacob, great follow on Twitter, very intelligent football mind, but he put out something after the Commanders beat the Lions in Detroit, talking about Jayden Daniels' development. And he said Jayden Daniels made VR training a condition for any team drafting him. Now he's NFL Rookie of the Year and one game away from the Super Bowl. His edge, training his brain at 1.7 times speed. So let's dive into us a little bit. So then he followed this up by saying the secret wasn't just VR. It's how they used it. Number one was speed manipulation. Everything runs, every play Jayden Daniels would see on that VR headset would be an almost 2 times speed. Defenses move faster than real life. The brain adapts to heightened pace, and real games feel slower. And then also the cognitive rewiring. 250 to 300 extra reps per week, thousands of mental repetitions, zero physical toll, which is obviously huge with where J.J. McCarthy's at, and there's just pure neural adaptation. I love this, and especially with where J.J. McCarthy is right now in his process. Obviously he doesn't have a lot going on. And, he's recovering from this torn meniscus, and if he can't be able to get out there on the football field, throw high-quality reps just because his body is not physically allowing him to do so, he can just toss on that VR headset, and he can just play games. Like, it's literally like Madden, just heightened. And I think it's awesome that the Vikings are adapting this to JJ. But Todd Jacob also followed it up saying the technology is mind-bending. Eye tracking shows exactly where QBs look. I mean, just think about that. Like, if you pop on the VR headset, if you look one way, they have the technology where that safety would jump that way, so you can even get reps in terms of looking players off. It is awesome what they do. I wish I could show the video for you guys. But it also says stadium-specified details down to scoreboard location. So this thing is about as real as it can get. And every defensive scheme imaginable, real play calls, recorded by coaches, custom built for each opponent. But that's not the real story here. He also had this to say. When most rookies see NFL defenses, their minds race. Processing speed overwhelms them. Confidence wavers. Decision-making slows. Pressure builds. Daniels, he's seen it all almost 2 times faster. And that's one thing where I love J.J. McCarthy coming out the draft because he is such an elite processor and he's just cool, calm, and collected. He doesn't get overwhelmed. And the Vikings, they're doing this with him even dating back to last September. This was coming in from Kevin Seifert, beat reporter for ESPN covering the Minnesota Vikings, saying to optimize McCarthy's development while on IR, Sam Darnold agreed to wear a modified camera on his helmets during practices and walkthroughs. McCarthy uses the video to simulate practice reps via virtual reality. I don't want to underestimate this. And if other teams aren't doing this with their young quarterbacks or just any quarterbacks, like, this is huge for development. The fact that JJ was, terrible injury, could not play the entire season, awful. But it makes me so happy knowing that he was still getting high-quality reps behind the scenes using this VR headset. It is truly one of the most awesome things that the Vikings have deployed, in this development for JJ. And I just can't wait for next season. I can't wait for next preseason. Just the first real reps of him getting out there. And I'm a sicko when I say this, but JJ, his game against the Raiders, I have probably watched this 100 times. Every single throw, I have watched it over and over again. I can thank Thor Nystrom on Twitter. He tweets out JJ's highlights every single day. I watch all of them. I can't get enough of J.J. McCarthy, and he was fantastic in that first preseason game. Just under 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, had that 1 interception. But, hey, it's just rookie quarterbacks getting those rookie mistakes out of the way. But another big reason why I'm such a fan of J.J. is, the kid's a winner. And Ben Johnson actually had an interesting comment today at his press conference saying, it used to be what's the biggest kind of difference maker in terms of NFL team wins. It used to be the turnover battle, but then he pretty much chalked it up to quarterback success. And I think even though quarterback wins are not a total quarterback stat, but I think it is telling that whether I was at Nazareth Academy, IMG, or at Michigan, this kid has only lost 4 football games when he has been the starter since literally his freshman year of high school. Unbelievable. But I was going back, and I found an old little pros and cons scouting report I had for J.J. before the draft. And, number one, I had potential. Kid's got a live arm. Really one of the most underrated arms, I think, in the NFL, because when you think of J.J. McCarthy, everybody says, oh, he's just a handoff merchant. All he does is just hand the ball off to his running backs, yada, yada, yada. I think he's got unreal potential. Great playmaker, great off script. Michigan asked him to do that a whole lot his last season there, especially on these 3rd and longs. And like I just said, winner at all levels. And my favorite part here, he's got a wicked quick release. And if Kevin O'Connell's going to add a quick passing game, that's the number one way to do so. But one of the cons that I was talking about was just his overall frame. He is a very slender build. And if you guys remember that cut they had during the Vikings-Lions game where they showed him on the sideline, he was looking real little. He looked like he was probably a $185 soaking wet. So hopefully he's able to add on just a little more weight to his frame. But how about this? What was everybody saying about Jayden Daniels before this season? He's too skinny. He's too skinny. He can't take hits. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not really too concerned about it. I understand it's not a great look for JJ that he looked like he lost about 20 pounds, but I'm sure the Vikings will have him, ready to go here. But let's show JJ McCarthy some love down below in the comment section. Type those 9s, type his jersey number, show our QB1 for next season some support down below. Now we'll talk about more around J.J. McCarthy here in a second. But first off, I got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. Now, if you guys download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code CLNS, you guys will get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, what is PrizePicks? It is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. And with the AFC, NFC championship games this weekend, I got a winner for you guys here. They have a sweet deal going on with Jayden Daniels, where only 1 passing yard gets you a win on PrizePicks. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Then I got JD connecting with Terry McLaurin just one time to find the end zone this weekend. I'm going to fade James Cook on this. I think it's going to be a lot of Josh Allen on the ground. So I'm going to take the less on his rushing yards. Then Saquon gets in the end zone every week. I think he's going to do it again this weekend. But if you guys want to fade those, ride those picks, just make sure you guys do so at PrizePicks. And download that app today. Use promo code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use promo code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, run your game. All right, I actually forgot we were closing today's show out with this. I want to shout out to AI for creating this. I want to give a round of applause. The Chicago Bears, our division rival, back-to-back off-season champions. They won it last year with drafting Caleb Williams, and they won it again this offseason hiring Ben Johnson. And, I swear I had a little deja vu. Hearing all this love for the Chicago Bears, I'm like, it seems like we're in the same cycle over and over again with the Chicago Bears. So I found this. I thought it was pretty funny. The Chicago Bears cycle. You draft a QB in the first round. Justin Fields, Mitch Trubisky, Caleb Williams. You fire a bad head coach during or after the QB's rookie season. They did that with all 3 of those guys. Then you hire, I'm not going to say Ben Johnson, another bad head coach, but if we're playing the game here, hire another head coach. Then you fire the GM. You hire a new GM, and then he goes and drafts his new quarterback. Then the cycle continues. I swear to God, Bears fans, their Super Bowl is every offseason. They win it every single year. They have the best offseason ever, and it does not translate to wins. But why am I talking about this? The NFC North title odds. Not to win the NFC North, but to win the whole thing next season. I'm not saying that the Vikings should be locked in to be top 10 in this. But I think it is a joke that the Vikings and Bears necessarily have the same odds. They got the Lions at plus 850, tied for 4th. Not upset about that. A little upset about the Packers being significantly, pretty much double of what the Vikings are, plus 2,000. but that's a different story for a different day. But specifically right here, a team that was a dumpster fire this past season, the Chicago Bears at plus 4,500, just below the Minnesota Vikings at plus 4,000. But I think it's happening again. And this happens every single offseason here, where I don't know if it's just like these big-time media companies trying to manufacture, success in the Bears organization. But I promise you this, if you go and as this offseason continues, free agency, the draft come along, I promise you the Vikings will be picked to finish last in the NFC North yet again. I will guarantee that. Everybody will be saying this. Oh, the Vikings aren't going to be able to replicate what they had in that 14-win season. The Vikings, they are due for a regression this season. I guarantee you that will be the conversation. And the media, this guy right here specifically, Colin Cowherd, Nick Wright, all these guys, Dan Orlovsky, they all want the Bears to be good because Chicago, it's a big market. If the Bears are good, it is more money in these guys' pockets. I promise you that, and especially with Caleb Williams, such a polarizing player. If you just put Caleb, anywhere on social media, you are going to get clicks. But I do want to say this, my resolution for this offseason, because, so if you guys don't know, I was born in Minnesota, but I grew up in Chicago. So my group chat, it's all Bears fans. All my best friends from back home, they are all diehard Bears fans. And shout out to them. But my resolution this year, I'm not going to let the Bears media love get under my skin this offseason, because it drove me crazy last year with people picking them to go to the NFC Championship game. People are picking them to go to the Super Bowl with the rookie quarterback. I just cannot let this get under my skin this offseason. So that is my resolution. That is my New Year's Eve resolution, or New Year's resolution here. Just don't let the Bears media love get under my skin. I really doubt that's going to happen, though. But if you guys made it to the end, give me a skull down below in the comment section. Fun show today. Talked a little J.J. McCarthy. Talked a little Chicago Bears. But if you guys could, give me a skull down below in the comment section. And also, I'm on Twitter. Give me a follow over there. That's the handle, @PatSieps. You guys follow me, I'll give you guys a follow right back. But thank you guys so much for watching today's show. As always, Skol Vikes.